What's up, Dragon Brood? We are finally, after all those decks and everything else, at the release of Crimson Vow. Hopped on a little bit late because there was some issues with Arena early in the morning, but I managed to get everything downloaded. And then I kind of went through my ritual of, how to set up stuff. But going into the new set, cracking your packs and all that. But I wanted to take the time to kind of go through the process, show people a way to get some extra rares and mythic wildcards. Kind of how I go about deck building, and I figured that would actually be a cool thing to put in front of everybody. So enjoy that. If you would be so kind, before we get into it, remember to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. That really helps out. But yeah, let's go talk about some ways you can help yourself going into the release of Crimson Vow as you open up all your stuff. When we get to talking about a new set, everybody's rushing to get cards, and you always want to get more wild cards. And hey, thanks for the likes, y'all, hopping in here early. The thing, though, is there's a small trick, and I mentioned this on a previous video. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, go check out the YouTube channel. I have a whole section for just like MTG Arena tips and stuff. It's probably about 8 or 10 short videos. But one of them I talk about, one of the ways you can get more wild cards easier and faster is to fill in all your commons and uncommons. So as you open packs, you'll fill up your treasure chest faster. And that gets you more wild cards. So what you need to do, which like I'm going to do here, because I'm lazy about doing this. I don't really care about it all that much because my treasure chest is gigantic at this point. But if you still need rares and mythics, this is actually a good thing to do. So you can go in here. For instance, we're about to open a bunch of Crimson Vow cards, right? So, and this works for any set. So if you want to open a bunch of Forgotten Realms, you want to open a bunch of Midnight Hunt, whatever. So we're going to go in here, we're going to choose Crimson Vow. I'm going to choose just commons and uncommons. Should be the easiest thing to do. Now this next part's going to be a little tedious, but we're going to go here, we're going to choose not collected because we haven't opened any packs yet. This is literally my first time this season. So now you can see they're all blanked out, because we don't have any of these as commons and uncommons. I'm just going to put all of these into a deck list. And it may seem silly, but we're just going to put them all in there. We're just going to go through the whole process. Actually, I should have just marked all the ones not collected. No reason to mark collected, because as I have these done, I wouldn't want them to show up again. So yeah, there's no fast way to do this to my knowledge. I think there might be a way I can just put single cards into the deck list and then, hit a thing to craft 4, but even that I don't think is as fast. So, and again, the reason we're doing this, because we're about to open a bunch of packs, right? And as you open your packs, if you get your technically your 5th common or uncommon, that will lead to filling up your vault. And you can't see my vault on screen. It's behind my little thing, but it's up here in the right corner. But you'll have a vault that, whether you may not see it, you'll only see it whenever you reach 100%. But once you reach 100%, it allows you to get 1 rare, I believe 2 wilds, and 3 uncommon wild cards. Which is amazing, right? Because that means you just get free rares for pretty much using up cards, or crafting cards you weren't going to craft otherwise. And if you open other wild cards for uncommons or commons, they just go back to filling your thing up. Because, like, as you can see, I have 813 uncommons, 706 commons. That's quite a lot, right? That's a very large number. And it's because I haven't done this in a couple of sets. So you probably won't have that many. But after a set or two, you'd be surprised. A lot of times you do have 1 or 200. And that'll save you time, get you what you want. Alright, so we're through all the blue cards, so we're getting there, y'all. This is going to be, like I said, a little bit of patience. I'll probably, for the YouTube video, I'll just fast forward through this, speed up this process. Something, I won't say it's critical, but if you are trying to increase your number of rares and mythics, it is a thing. But like I said, if you don't have that many commons and uncommon wild cards, the best thing to do is simply take the time to open a portion of your packs and then fill in the rest. Then we go ahead and just hit craft all, it says I will need to use 392 commons, 332 uncommons. So that's apparently how many it takes if you want to craft every single card in the set and you have none. So obviously a lot of people aren't going to have 300 or 400 of each of these. But like I said, if you only have 100, 150, fill in what you can, open up the packs for the rest. Now, I would say this. Don't do this if you only have, like, I would say less than 30, because you want to have some available just to be able to craft the cards that you want if you need them. If you've got over 50, go ahead and take a chance, spin some of them, go ahead and do this. Just be careful because you don't want to hamstring yourself trying to just get those rares and mythics. But yeah, anyway, we're going to finish the deck off. Boom, boom. We've crafted everything. And we'll say, so we can keep track of this. Let's do this real quick. All right. So this is, we're going to go ahead and switch screens. We're not going to save because we have no reason to save a deck just full of commons and uncommons. All right, so we're going to go over to the packs because I already bought my packs and everything with spent all my gold I'm going to spend and all that. Currently, and so we can do the math here. Currently, I am at 1,863.9% in the vault. So now we're going to open these packs. We're going to do 10 at a time. Hey, Mike, what's up? We're going to do 10 at a time here and just see what cards we get, because I do need some of these just for deck building. So I like to see. Also remember, as you're opening your packs, you're going to be getting wild cards as well. Voldaren Estate, I needed another one of those. Mirror Hall Mimic, maybe. Blood Battle for Bear, I actually took out of some list, so I don't need that. I do obviously need the land, so that's always good. And I need 1 or 2 Dorothea, or Dorothea if you're country. Let's see what else we get here. 1 Dollhouse, I do think I needed one of those. I kind of want to play with Helana and Elena, but I think these are actually going to be more fun for my commander deck, unfortunately. So opening 2 doesn't help me there. I think I only needed 1 or 2 of the Ill-Tempered Loner as well. So far, we're not opening a lot of the things we need, but it's not bad. Oh, check that out. That is a big hit. Wow. 40% of that bunch were rare and mythic wild cards. That's sweet. And a card I needed in the Cemetery Gatekeeper. Wow. And a Catilda. That was a good 10 packs. Okay, cool. Digging that. This one had another round of stuff we needed. The Ascended Pack Leader, Voldaren Bloodcaster, Aja, Headless Rider. So yeah, that was pretty good. It's hard to miss in this set, though. It feels like there's a lot of really good stuff. There we go. Back to cards I don't need that much of. Though, the Deathcap Glade I will be playing with. And I think I have a list that only has like 1 or 2 old Rustine. And I think that's it. The others I don't really have in anything right now. Not saying they're all bad, I just haven't built lists with them yet. Showdown Pass, awesome. Overcharge Amalgam, possibly one of the most underrated rares in the set. This card could be very good as we move forward. Falconwrath Forebear I definitely needed as well. And getting more rare and mythic wild cards, always awesome. A Chandra Dress to Kill, Maniform Hellkite, great card. Got a Thalia, which is good. Yeah, this was actually another good round of cards too, so not upset about that at all. We should have plenty to build the first couple of decks we want with the number of rares and mythics wild cards we're getting. There's another Anja, which is good. A Torrens I have in a list. Hopeful Initiate I also have in a list. That's my first one of those opening. We apparently already have a full set of Alana and Elena, which is funny. Which is sad, because I probably only ever need like 2 of those, but, you know. Lots of mythic wild cards today. I went like way above average, it feels like. 1 Sorin, another Catilda. I think that's our 3rd one. 2nd Glorious Sunrise, a 2nd Torrens. So that's actually really cool. We have 10 more here and then 3 more single packs. Another Maniform Hellkite. More of the lands, which is great. Another Thalia. I think that's our 3rd Thalia. Our 3rd Torrens. So some cards we need. We got all of our needed places. Actually, Necro Duality, I needed those as well. Let's see what we got here. Stentia Uprising, not really on any of my lists currently. That's disappointing. Alright, let's take a look at another rare wild card. Okay. I wonder if they overseeded the wild cards. I mean, that's awesome if they did. To be honest, that's really, really good if they did. I don't know if it's true, but we opened way more rare and mythic wildcards than we normally see. Now, what I did last set and showed everybody, which people liked, is kind of the process for deck building so you can build a lot of decks. Because obviously, anybody who's followed my stuff, either on Facebook or YouTube for the last week, I've been putting up a bunch of different decks. So we have, what, 12 different decks here? And they're not all going to need the same cards, but some of them do, actually, because they're the same colors. And some cards are good, you're playing on multiple decks. So, because the members on YouTube, which, by the way, if you want to support me, becoming a member on YouTube for at least just low 99 cents a month, it's a way you can support me in the channel. There's bonuses if you do the $2.99 or the $4.99. But people ask because I don't have a Patreon, and I was like, I made that so if you can come here, you can support it, you can do it there, and I can manage it all from one thing. But people wanted to see me do the Whackdos vampires first, right? So we hop in here, see what the vampires need. Because the vampires are what was requested by the members, I'm going to do this no matter what. So I have to craft, let's see, what's that? 3 rares, 3 mythics. So 5 rares and 3 mythics. 6 rares. Well, they're in a state I might be able to get by without. It's probably really good in here, but I'm going to go ahead and not do one. And I'm just going to put another, probably mountain in here because I only have 2. And this is going to allow me to save on a few rares here in the early going to figure out what I need later. And if I open another one or I feel like I really need one later, whatever, I can just do that. So 5 rares, 3 mythics. I'm not doing sideboards. I'm just going to do best of 1 for now, so I don't have to worry about that. So we go ahead and craft this. So we craft it. 5 rares, 3 mythics. Boom, boom. Finish the deck. Done. I actually have one too many cards in this list. Is it land? 8, 10, 13, 17, 21, 23. It's definitely not that. Where did I get an extra card from? I guess I could cut... Jeez, I don't know. A Hero's Downfall, maybe? Not sure. Maybe we'll just play at 61. I don't know why. If y'all see this list online, it is 61 cards, because I took it from my own stuff. I don't know why this list is 61 cards. I genuinely don't remember. I must have hit an extra button somewhere along the way, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So, we know this one's done. So now we start looking at other decks we have that have similar colors, right? So, Mono Red, Dimir Zombies, Abzan Life Gain, I know those cards are going to be different, so I'm not worried about it. I know the Werewolves are going to be different. So, let's hop over and take a look at the Mono Red aggro. Well, look at that. Because we finished off the other deck, this one's complete. So now I have 2 decks, right? And the thing is, I loaded all those decks in advance. So you can find anybody's deck list. Most of us who do content make our deck list available, whatever. Just load all the decks. And then you can see what you're missing in each deck to decide what's the next thing you want to build. Because if there's something else, we're only missing like 5 cards, then you go and craft that. And now you have a second deck. Instead of trying to build 3, 4, 5 decks that are all completely different or using completely different cards. So this is cool. This list's done. So now I can look at a whole other list. So I'm going to take a look at some stuff I played from the previous season because I know I already have most of those cards. So Abzan Life Gain and Gruul Werewolves, I'm going to own a big chunk of those already. So let me check the Abzan list. And we need 4 Voice of the Blessed, no surprise, and then we need Shattered Sanctum. I'm never upset to craft the lands because we're going to need the lands for multiple decks. So it's totally okay. If not today, we're going to need them a week from now or 2 weeks from now. So, good with that. So, this one just needs, what, 7 rares? And we still have plenty of rares left. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead, craft them. 7 rares. Finish the deck. Done. Alright. And then we said Gruul Werewolves, because I know we did this before. And we actually ended up with more here than I thought, actually. So, we need 3 rares, 2 mythics, 3 rares and 4 mythics. Alright, we still have enough. Mythics are going to start running a little bit thin, so this might be one of the last decks we can probably do that are going to be mythic heavy. But I don't hate it. Honestly, with Cemetery Prowler in the list, it's possible I could skimp on the Prowler for now. And we can just say, because we're still in the early stages, we can come back to this card, actually. So I want to save some mythics here because I want to have room for a couple other decks. So what I'll probably do because this deck list already has a few things at 3 and 4 mana, so it's not like we're going to be hurting. I think I'll cut those. I'd probably be inclined to play an extra Tovolar, and then we'll probably go ahead and play Arlen in this, because I know I own those already. So I'm making some small adjustments based on the rares and mythics we have left to make sure we have enough to build multiple decks. No, I haven't done the play Vow yet. I will definitely do that. Alright, so this is done. Let's go ahead and craft this. 3 and 2. Sounds good. Alright, so we go back to our decks. And now we're kind of like, what are the next things, right? If we built the stuff for Abzan Life Gain, we know we've played Orzhov Clerics before on the channel. We're only missing one Shattered Sanctum, so yeah, we'll definitely finish this. Right, so look, I'm filling in all these decks really quickly. Selesnya Humans probably has some cards that cross over with the other two decks that we had with White. So I need 2 rares, 3 rares. Wow, I didn't have 4 Catildas already. That's interesting to know. 3 rares and 4 mythics. Ooh, that's a hurtful one. That's going to take most of our mythics. Because Savior of Ollenbach's really good, and well, at least we think it's going to be really good. So, since I'm not totally sure on that one, let me hold off. And I'll look and see what else we have to decide what decks we want to do next. So I'm probably going to look at Dimir Zombies, because that's something everybody wants to see, zombie decks, because, you know. So we need 3 rares, 5 rares, 5 rares in a mythic, 8 rares in a mythic. And I think overcharged amalgams even better than we're giving it credit for. So I think I'm going to finish this one off and then call it good. So yeah, we're going to craft this. Be done with that. So that's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks we can play with. 6 decks we can play with right out of the gate. I need to change the art on this, because it looks like an incomplete deck for some reason, and that's bugging me. Alright. So, as usual, they do have the free code they put in every set. You just got to go into the store and put that in. If the servers can keep up with us today. But yeah, play Val, so we'll get those 3 packs, because those are always free, which is a cool bonus that they even do that. I don't remember playing in any game where they just give you free packs every set. But cool that it's a thing. We'll see what we get here. Edgar, that we don't really need. Is the game good to play now, or we hold off to later? I don't know what you mean. Hey, look, there's a Savior of Ollenbach. We only need to craft 3 now. So now we may go back and craft those, because we still have all those other mythics. And another Mythic Walker. They have to have seeded rares and mythics higher this set, right? Because we must be opening rare and mythic wildcards, like, it feels like every 6 packs. Well, we had some even more than that. Actually, it's more frequent than that. It has to be like every 4 packs or 5 packs on average. Which is great. I'm not complaining. But it feels like they are way more frequent than they used to be. Everybody let me know if when you open your packs, if you're getting more rare and mythic wildcards. Because we opened a lot. A lot more than normal, it feels like. Which is great, because it let me fill in a lot of decks. So that's very good. But definitely not the norm that I've had happen before. Okay, so that would let us, if we wanted to, fill in the Selesnya Humans list without hurting ourselves too much. Alright. Oh, same thing. See, so we have to reset again, because the new rares and mythics we opened didn't show up here. The rare and mythic wildcards. So that's interesting. Okay. So just a good thing to note. So we would have to spend 3. We technically have 6 because we just opened up. So that'd leave me 3 mythics, and would leave me 2 rares. Probably gonna wait on this one. I'll probably do this one later in the week after I've had time to open a few more. One more thing I want to do, because I do this every single set, and I personally believe it's worth doing, but it's going and getting the set mastery. I think it's just good every time. I always do the low end because I play enough to hit the end. I don't need the bonus levels or whatever. There's 90 days left to progress to additional levels. That's fine. 3 months is plenty of time. We will get there. I have faith. That is a very interesting companion there. The pet. But we'll claim this, get all of our stuff, and now we have the Mastery Pass all set up to be able to get all of our bonus stuff. And people ask, oh, thanks for the 200, 200 stars. The people ask, why do I do the Mastery Pass every season? Partly because if you're just even looking at these tracks, like, you get extra cards, extra packs, whatever, for doing the thing you're going to do anyway. And truth be told, between the gold and the gems and whatever, you get like sometimes as much as 60%, but at least 40% of the money back anyway, I think, by the math I've done in the past. So you might as well do it, and you're supporting the game. I know some people are like, if it's free, it's free, I'm not spending anything. Whatever, if you have the money and you can support them, they are doing things and paying people, whatever, so it's the least I could buy to hop in here and play. But it does give me a lot of stuff to help me build decks faster and everything else. So I think it's totally worth it. And there's 100 stars from David. Thank you. So yeah, something I do every set. It's helped. People always ask, like, how do you end up getting so much gold and everything else? It's between things like this. When they do the daily, not the daily, but like 2 or 3 times a month, they have the thing where you can spend like 50 gold to buy 550 gold. By the way, if you follow me on socials, I send out all those notices on Twitter, on I send it out as YouTube messages. I put stuff in the Discord. So, like, I try to make sure everybody knows when those happen so you can get those free upgrades. But, yeah, that's it. Okay, I want to make sure I do a follow-up because I remember I gave you the number of when my treasure chest was at 1,863.9%. I believe I finished at 1,978%. So we did get a full 100% from that, so we did gain enough that would be another cracking of the chest as well, because every time it gets to 100%, you're able to get those extra wild cards. So it would have worked in that process to get us more stuff, so it's pretty cool. I didn't necessarily need it, obviously, but it's just kind of going through the exercise of showing that it works. Though I will say, there's a lot of still good stuff in this set. Should be a lot of fun, should be a good season. We're definitely going to start back up with the gameplay videos, so you can expect to see those soon. Also, for those of you that are members, y'all answered the poll, so your decks will get to be shown first, the ones that you selected. However, if some of you do have decks you want to submit, if you are the higher tier supporters, be sure to check that out and submit, because we will have your decks on the channel as well. So lots of fun stuff going on this season. Look forward to those decks. Cool having you around. Remember, like, subscribe, share. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.